Hello, I'm Philip Sneller. Welcome to Window on the Word. Today let's turn to Exodus chapter 32. When the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from the mountain, the people assembled around Aaron and said to him, "Arise, make us gods that will go before us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him." And Aaron said to them, "Take off the gold earrings that are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." Then all the people took off the gold earrings that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he took hold of it from their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made a molten calf. Then they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt." And when Aaron saw this, he built an altar before it. And Aaron proclaimed and said, "Tomorrow shall be a special feast to the Lord." And they rose early on the morrow, and offered burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, because your people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt have acted corruptly. They have quickly turned aside from the way that I commanded them. They have made for themselves a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed to it. And they have said, 'These are your gods, O Israel, who have brought you up from the land of Egypt.'" And the Lord said to Moses, "I have seen this people, and behold, they are a stiff-necked people. So now leave me alone, so my anger may burn against them, and I will consume them. Then I will make you a great nation." But Moses sought the favor of the Lord his God, and said, "Why, O Lord, does your anger burn against your people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt with great power and a strong hand? Why should the Egyptians speak, saying, 'With evil intent he brought them out to kill them in the mountains, and to exterminate them from the face of the earth'? Turn from your burning anger and change your mind concerning this calamity against your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by yourself when you said to them, 'I will multiply your descendants like the stars of the heavens, and all this land that I have promised to give to your descendants, and they shall inherit it forever.' And the Lord changed his mind concerning the calamity that he had threatened against his people. And Moses turned and went down from the mountain with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand that were written on both sides. On this side and that side they were written. And the tablets were the work of God. It was the handwriting of God engraved on the tablets. And Joshua heard the sound of the people as they shouted. And he said to Moses, "It is the noise of shouting and warlike strength in the camp." But he said, "It is not the sound of shouting and warlike strength, and it is not the sound of answering of weakness. It is the sound of singing I hear." And it came about when he drew near to the camp that he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moses' anger burned, and he threw the tablets from his hand and shattered them at the base of the mountain. And he took the calf that they had made and burned it in the fire, and ground it until it was fine, and scattered it on the surface of the water, and made the children of Israel drink it. Then Moses said to Aaron, "What did this people do to you, that you have brought a great sin on them?" And Aaron said, "Do not let my Lord be angry. You know this people, that they are consumed with evil. And they said to me, 'Make gods for us that will go before us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him.' And I said to them, Whoever has gold, take it off and give it to me. And I threw it into the fire, and out came this calf. And Moses saw that the people lost restraint because Aaron neglected to restrain them for a derision among their enemies. Then Moses stood at the entrance of the camp and said, "Who is for the Lord? Come to me." And all the sons of Levi gathered to him. And he said to them, "Thus says the Lord God of Israel, let each one put his sword on his thigh and go from gate to gate in the camp, and kill each man his brother, and each man his friend, and each man his neighbor." And the sons of Levi did just as Moses said. And there fell from the people that day about 3,000 men. And Moses said, "Today you have been consecrated for the Lord, because each one has been against his son and against his brother, so that he may bestow a blessing upon you." And it came about on the morrow that Moses said to the people, "You yourselves have surely sinned a great sin. So now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I can make atonement for your sin." And Moses returned to the Lord and said, This people has sinned a great sin, and they have made for themselves gods of gold. But now, if you will, forgive their sin. But if not, blot me out, I pray, from your book that you have written." And the Lord said to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot him out of my book. And now, go. Lead the people to the place that I spoke to you. Behold, my angel will go before you. But in the day when I visit, then I will visit their sin upon them." Then the Lord struck the people because of what they did with the calf that Aaron had made. Thank you for listening. To God be the glory.